only on esportbf.com.
I think it should be a pretty close match. We're in the winners finals. Both of these teams already have a win underneath their belt, so should be pretty good.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely looking forward to it. Two very aggressive teams, but VrtX need to be very careful here. They were very slow against Venom. It cost them the first round. It nearly cost them the second round. And they were lucky that they warmed up when they did. And Prototype is just a team that you can't afford for that to happen on. You have to be in the game from the get-go. You can't start sort of halfway through and expect to win these things.
Well, we do see the Hell Regal is going to be popping out here on Wesker. Now, you did say this was a player that we needed to watch. So we're going to just see how well he's actually going to do here in this situation. So actually a little bit slower than I thought the breakouts were going to be, but we are going to be having, I believe this is going to be Prototype with that 2-flag advantage, already going to be ticking up that lead ever so slowly. And, you know, we were talking a little bit earlier as well about how, you know, domination is definitely a game of time. And Lux is going to be spotted out, but he's not going to be taken down. Wesker, though, I think they've heard the gunfire. His teammates are going to do a really good job. And look at that kill feed. It is red all day long. That's going to be a full wipe. And Prototype, man, they are here to play. As we're going to be seeing VrtX completely wiped out and having to respawn back at that C flag to try and make another push.
Yeah, and this is exactly what you were saying. It's shutting down those pushes, and we've seen it at the beginning of the game here. We saw that 2-3 formation, 3 players pushing towards Bravo, trying to wrap around and get around the 2 defending, and then you leave 2 defending at your flag here. We've seen Prototype go with quite a flat line all the way from Alpha to Bravo, leaving 2 in the center, and I believe we just see PKY going down towards the center there, leaving that really open, and it's going to allow Bravo to be a nice juicy target here for the VrtX players.
Well, Shady, he's going to have to go ahead and back on up there. He did take up at least 1, and he is using that autoloader. Now, we had talked about as well how effective that autoloader, if you have some really good aim, can be. You can throw out a lot of damage really fast, and the fact that you have a medic class which can heal yourself constantly means that you are going to be a massive threat on the field. And I know when I was casting Incursions, the medic was probably one of the scariest, if not the scariest class in that mode. And we're seeing, I think, much of the same here in Domination. B is getting contested, though, as we are going to be having 7 trying to make his way up inside the building to clear this out. He is going to be able to spot at least 1, but quickly backing out. He doesn't have anything to heal up, but he is going to be able to catch it from behind, but Magna will be able to get the turnaround easily. Cleans that up. Locke's also going to be able to pick up 1 as well. So B is going to go over into the favor right now of VrtX, as they are going to start to slowly but surely even up this score. 18-26, as we are going to a final score of 100 per side. So we'll definitely see how these teams are going to be able to come back here. 3 players, though, from that red team are going to be on B. So Prototype gearing up for maybe a push. But it does look like, Ludo is going to be coming around the backside. He spots out Shady. Spots out 2, actually. He's going to be able to pick up both of them. He is going to be able to connect with 1. Spots out Shady just at the last second as he goes around the fence. And his teammates spawning in. Oh, no! His teammates get wiped out. Shady going huge there. Picks up 2. And now Ludo is all alone. B is going to be transitioning back to Prototype. And all of a sudden, what looked like a fantastic position there for VrtX just flipped on its head.
Yeah, and it's just absolutely crazy how those big engagements can really make a difference here. Shady taking on the 1v2, a really critical 1v2 there, defending the flag, of quite an obvious flank, but I don't know what Ludo's doing here. He's running just a normal factory auto-loading here. He's only got 5 shots in the chamber, 6 if he's lucky, and he's going to be really, really up the creek with no paddle when he's up in those 1v2s. It's 3 shots with the auto-loading to kill someone. He's only got a kill in that gun, and although the auto-loading has a higher fire rate than the Herugel, if you can nail that perfectly with the trigger finger, you need those extra rounds of it. But good play by Shady there.
Well, I have to say, you know, that was a little bit dangerous. We did see, what was that, 4 players pushing up into that B site. That's a lot to commit to 1, and you are going to be having a transition to try and capitalize on that. A is going to be going back over into the favor right now of VrtX's Prototype, starting to flood out just a little bit over there towards A. Dulles is going to be meeting up against Shady here, going back and forth. 7 is also going to be getting a nice little flank there. And we are going to be seeing Magna as well trying to hold the flanks himself. So some really good pushes going back and forth. But right now, A, not looking too hot. Maybe it's going to be going back over. Spawns are going to be coming back in. Pike and Shady 7 all going to be pushing in onto that alpha flag. Big fight happening here on A as Ludo and Dulles are going to try and hold this off. We do see it looks like Magna possibly going to be able to get this back flank. But the jumping push, no, the autoloader revolver is going to be able to come out on top. Magna pops out, and it's just in time here to maybe help his team. They are going to be able to clear this out. No, he runs out of ammo, pulls out the revolver, does finish it off, but it's not enough. He will end up going down, and that will be AB over into the favor here of Prototype as VrtX once again pushed into that C flag, 42-46. And I will say, they definitely dug themselves out of that little bit of a hole that they were in. So not too bad. I mean, it's pretty much evened up, and this is a long match ahead of us.
Yeah, no, I completely agree, and it all comes down to, in my opinion, from what I'm watching here, it's just the experience from Prototype. They didn't rush, they didn't panic, and you saw how methodically they approached the A flag. They had one down the centre, they had the right and the left flank covered, and they all moved together. They could have been a little bit quick on the push once they got those 2 kills. Maybe the communication's lacking a bit there in the team. But they can trust each other. They know that he's going to get his man, he's going to get his, and we're going to secure it. And it's forcing VrtX to make mistakes. They're forcing them to rush and really try and push flags that they don't want to be going for here. And Prototype are feeding on that, and they're slowly increasing that lead to hopefully win the first half.
Look at this, PKY doing a great job. He picked up 2. He's still going to be up and alive. Picks up a 3rd, looking for the 4th possibly. Can't get the wipe there on the team, doing a fantastic job. We do see the player starting to get spawned back in and revived, but that was a really good position there for those players to be in. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to get the full wipe. Had he, that would have completely changed the scope here onto that B flag, as now we are going to be watching Wire from a distance, trying to pick up a couple of frags here onto that Bravo site. His teammates are going to be flooding in. It looks like 7 is already making his way onto the flag to pick up that last and final player, and I think Dulles and Ludo are going to be answering in kind, but interestingly enough, it does look like B should be safe. All that fighting, all that stuff from Prototype, and they weren't able to really get a hold here onto Bravo. A couple more spawns are going to be coming in onto that B house. As we do see the Hellraiser play 7, trying to get around to find a flank, but he is going to get picked up, and well, that's just not good.
Yeah, and it's one of those, like, that 4-piece engagement there. Such an awesome piece of work there in the house. But the communication to the rest of the team members, that should have been the instance. Hey, I've just downed 4 guys here. Where's the 5th guy? He must be at C. We'll send 2 guys over, grab that flag, and that should have been an easy double cap, putting Prototype sort of back in the lead here. And again, some of these Hellraiser players, we're seeing sort of Lux jumping outside in the middle of the road, where he's putting himself against those auto-loading players, and he's just going to get outgunned. He needs to stay in those close tight areas. Being inside the B house is really where he wants to be and really wants to stay.
Yeah, well, Dulles there, he is going to go down. Wesker going to be able to pick up 2. We did have some pretty good frags coming out. It looks like we have double digits coming in from Magna and Dulles, both doing a fantastic job themselves. But for now, B flag is going to be transitioning. I'm taking a look at the overview right now. It does look like we have pretty good layout so far here for Prototype. We do see B, though, getting contested. I think they should be okay, as Ludo is going to be in a 1v3 situation. And he does get picked up, yeah, so they are going to be able to clean that out just fantastic. B flag is going to be getting contested as well. It's going to be a 3-on-3. 3-on-2 now. Wesker is going to be in a really good position here inside the building, as he does pick up at least 1. But again, answering in kind. So they're really even trades going back and forth between both of these teams, as we are seeing him listening for those footsteps. He spots out 2. We'll be able to get the hip fire. Picks up the 3rd, possibly. The meds are going to be coming in, but he gets wrapped around and will get taken down. So B is going to be safe, and the transition to Charlie has already happened. So, you know, again, these teams very close. 77-72. I mean, literally 5 tickets between these 2 teams, and we are just in such a close match here.
Well, I mean, that's the winners bracket for you. 2 really good teams. They've proven themselves to be here, and they're showing us just how close they really are. I mean, we just missed it earlier. The reason C fell, it was just Opus in the top of the building here, and a cross-map rocket gun straight through the roof takes him out and just opens up wide open. But Prototype have just left it undefended. They've moved to the center of the map. Don't know what they're doing here. They've left the flag. They know that 2 or 3 people on Charlie. So I think at this point, they need to stop going for the kills and start working the rotation. So close towards the end of the game here. They're going to start running out of opportunities to get back into this round.
Devin was doing a fantastic job of clearing out this C flag. Only 1 player left up. He is going to be able to spot him out, but he's so low on health, he wasn't able to stay alive. And that is going to be Ludo, actually, who was up and around here on the backside of that A flag, or I'm sorry, C flag. So he is going to be able to prevent them from capping it. He does finally end up going down, but, you know, again, preventing those caps from going down is just wasting time. That's what you need to do here in this situation. So C now going to be getting capped down slowly but surely. Magna does end up getting picked up. Ludo's still going to be trying to spawn back in, cause a little bit of havoc. But again, look at that kill feed. It is red now as we have switched over. Shady doing a fantastic job, as well as Wesker looking just damn good here in this match so far. Take a look at the scores. Yeah, double digits there for just about everybody. And look at that. 7 is going to be able to pick up another one. Wire on the behind that too. So we do have just fantastic play coming out. Gun skills are looking great for Prototype here. May have just had to warm up, I don't know. But that does look like they finally end up maybe clearing out that C flag. No, it does look like 2 more players are going to be up and alive. Wire looking for these last couple of players. And he's going to be able to pull out that auto revolver. Does pick up 1. Looking for the second. He is fairly low on health though, so he's not going to be able to push this just yet. Yeah, they are definitely doing a good job here. I would have to say 96 to 89. We are getting down to the waning hours here. Can they actually make it happen? It does look like C flag is not going to be going down just yet. He has to get off that flag.
Yeah, we're past the point of no return here. They had the opportunity. They had to hold that C flag to be able to beat out the other team. Obviously, you go straight from 1 second, 1 ticket per 7 seconds, and you go straight down to 1 ticket to 4 seconds with that double cap here. So as long as you have double, yeah, as long as the other guys have half of what you need to score, you can win off that double cap.
That is a very close game.
Very close.
93. That is insane.
Absolutely nuts, and it's just a testament to just how good these teams are and just how even they are going into these winners brackets.
Yeah, I was very surprised to see it actually go down to that close of a match. It never really got that far. I think the furthest lead that we saw was maybe like 15 to 18 tickets, something like that. But taking a look right now just at the kills, we have Opus going 6 and 5 actually. So very surprising. It's not that he died a whole lot, but he didn't really get a lot of kills either. So very interesting to see that kind of play coming out from him. But really good frags from the rest of them. 12 and 14, 18 and 12, 14 and 15, 11 and 17. A little bit there on Ludo, but he did have some really, really good moments. On the other side of the map, though, some really good frags coming out from Wire and 7. 16 and 9 for Wire, and 7 going 13 and 9. Really, really looking good, but it didn't get him the win. So they got to switch up something. You know, frags aren't everything when it does come to this game. You know, sometimes, yeah, you can out-frag your opponent, but you still need to get on that flag. You still need to be getting those points, because at the end of the day, kills don't really matter in terms of points. You got to get those flags on the board.
Yeah, and that's it. And that's how, if you know you're weaker than the opposite team, you know you can't frag as much, you just play the rotation game, and that's how you win. You make sure you hold on to those double caps, you get the triple caps when you can do. You try and hold on to the spawns and predict those random spawns, because they are predictable to an extent. And just move on. But I think we're moving into Amiens now, if I'm not mistaken. And this should be a very interesting fight.
Well,
I mean, I would love to see, but my eyes have been blinded.
Right now, I don't believe. But we are looking at a different map, so we're waiting for the admin to go ahead and switch it up a little bit.
Yeah.
But I think that was really, really good play coming out from both of those guys. We did see some pretty decent rotations, but I think overall, just the rotations weren't really the prime factor in that map. I think it was really just it was specific gunfights in certain places. Like they just really capitalized on them. So I'm really looking forward to what VrtX is going to do on Amines. Now we should be seeing more Hellregal play, I believe, coming out on Amines, right?
Yeah, no,
I mean, it is a pretty
100%.
tight map.
It is very tight. There are a lot of key lanes that you have to watch out for, but it's all about the center map control. The moment you lose the center of the map, you're pretty much open to anything really, and you're really going to struggle getting any footing in the map whatsoever. So having your Hellregal players in the center, having your auto-loading guys, and possibly your anchor who's using the bar at the time, will be watching those key lanes down the roads, and that's how you win. You play that double cap game, and you try not to overextend. But I think we're seeing Prototype now. They're going with the 4-1, 4 players onto Bravo, coming in from the center, trying to wrap round, and they're just trying to overwhelm that VrtX, those VrtX defenders on Bravo, because they had a massive issue with that last time.
Absolutely. All right, guys. So while we are waiting here to get back into the match, we didn't get an opportunity to do this before. We did have some slight little delays, but we got everything good and going. Props to the organizing behind this from ESB. But I do want to mention a few things. So first of all, I do want to thank eStudios for hosting this event, and they're awesome studios. So right there you can actually see the stage. If we can get our producer there to switch the image and check it out. But it looks fantastic, to be completely honest with you. I kind of wish that I had an opportunity to play this back when I was a competitive player. It looks fantastic. And yeah, there you go. You can see the stage up on your screen. Players are looking very good there. We do see fantastic equipment that's going to be used all around. It's going to be 10 Omen screens and 10 PlayStation 4 Pros, so the best equipment that we can get out there. So definitely props to those guys for supplying it. And then, of course, thanks to the organizers of GameTurnier as well, and ESB, of course, for doing all of the adminning work and running these systems. So awesome stuff there. Do want to thank the sponsor as well, g4g.ch. Definitely do check them out if you are local in Switzerland. They are a local store. They did sponsor this event, so definitely thank you to them. Of course, guys, make sure you do share the stream, get it out there to anyone and everyone. We are hopefully going to be able to have real good matches. We have 3 more at the very least that we are going to be watching. A 4th best of 3 if we do end up having a real tight grand finals, but definitely do share it with anybody and everybody out there. Get as many eyes on it as possible. We do appreciate you guys and your help. On that note right there, with appreciating your help and your viewership, if you guys feel like it and you're definitely wanting to, definitely hit that follow button down below. And okay, so it does look like we are live. My bad, guys. We had a little bit of miscommunication, but we're going to jump right into this match. So we are back on, I believe it is going to be Scar. Yes, it is. And we are going to be seeing right now teams flipping. So VrtX is going to be on the red side. Prototype is on the blue side. So far, VrtX is going to be taking the lead. Remember, VrtX did win by 100 tickets in that last match, so they are going to have a slight advantage, as we are going to be having that Bravo flag getting capped over. But it does look like they are going to be completely pushed out. Ludo and Magna doing a fantastic job. Ludo actually picking up 2 of those kills. PKY doing a great job on the other side as well, getting 3. And he's going to be watching the position over here next to C and A. And I just want to kind of look at the overview right now where these players are at. Yeah, we do have a one-on-one there for Lux and Wire. And it does look like Dolus potentially going to be able to hold this off. No, he doesn't end up going down. So that B flag is going to completely switch sides. We do see the player in the middle going down. Magna is going to be all alone, potentially transitioning there to A, as possibly going to be getting some spawns off on him to help with this cap.
Yeah, we saw a bit of an overextension here for PKY on the Alpha flag, and Alpha flag is going to start going down, getting way in the favor of VrtX, and this is going to be extremely bad for Prototype. They can't afford the triple cap. I mean, like you mentioned before, only, 7 tickets between the 2 teams, so Prototype just have to win this one particular round by 8 tickets to be able to take game 1 here. But it looks like VrtX are doing really good, putting a lot of pressure on the prototype guys, exploiting a lot of these gaps. They do keep sort of overextending, pushing a bit too far, leaving gaps in their line, and it's just allowing VrtX to do what they do best.
Absolutely. We are going to be seeing really good lead here. About 14 tickets at the moment. Pushes are not going to be working here for Prototype whatsoever. They lose out on A. Looks like they're losing out on Bravo as well. I love this position here from Dulles, standing up on top of the roof. That is one of the annoying things on Scar that you always had to watch out for. But Dulles is going to be able to pick up one, not a second one though. As there's 4 players there from Prototype are going to be making their way onto the site. Ludo is going to try and maybe position himself to catch some of these players transitioning, but you know, immediately while they lose the B flag, but we're going to be seeing VrtX taking the other flag, getting that 2 flag advantage. They're not even slowing down on this lead. 53-35. This could get out of hand.
Yeah, and they're just playing the rotation absolutely beautifully. They're not shying away from those engagements, but the moment they lose one, they're writing off that flag and they're already attacking the next one. And Prototype are just overcommitting to these engagements. They're overcommitting to flags that are completely undefending, and it's allowing VrtX to get a 20-point lead. And, you know, at this kind of level of gameplay, at this stage in the map, when you're halfway through to victory, you can't afford to be making those mistakes. Prototype need to realize what's happening. They need to stop the rotation, and they need to start getting back into it.
You know, one of the things that I am noticing right now is the fact that we are seeing VrtX a little bit more spread out, whereas Prototype, they're pushing these flags with like 4-man pushes, and it's really hard for them to go and defend other flags because it's only like one person. You know, 2-on-1 is a fairly easy fight to win. I mean, you have to be just an extremely good player in a very good position, but Shady, he's going to be able to pick up one. That was like a really good snap, possibly a second one. He is all alone, like what we were talking about before, trying to hold on here. I don't know if he's going to be able to do it. The flag has already rotated hands, and Shady, well, it looks like they have backed off. Looking like they are going to be going over, maybe potentially over the B, but no, Shady does get caught out, trying to get a little bit of a different angle, and they will not be able to hold on to that side. At the same time, we're also going to be seeing getting B contested here. A is also going to be getting contested as well. Ooh, nice little shot there from Wire. He will be able to take him down with that auto-loading pistol. But what exactly do we need to be seeing coming out right now for Prototype? Like, what is it that they were doing right in the first game to make it so close?
I mean,
what they're doing wrong in this game?
It's not what they were doing. It's not what they're doing wrong at all. They're just not changing up the way they played from the first game, and VrtX are doing exactly that. They're changing the way they play. They're spreading the field quite wide. They're forcing themselves to play in these sort of 2-on-1 engagements. And now we're going to start to see a lot more structure coming from VrtX. And this is something that they're not really looking for. Prototype slowed the game down. They managed to get the 2 flags. They managed to nearly decap the 3rd. And VrtX automatically put a lot more structure in here. And I think this is where we're going to see Prototype benefit a lot from it. But as you can see, they're already overcompensating on flags. Players are having to run across the map. And by that time, you've already got 2 VrtX players on top of it. And I think Bravo is going to be a good example of that.
I like where Wire was at there. He was just hiding in that smoke. You could not see him, but he was able to pick up it looks like one of those kills, kind of slow him down just a little bit. Ludo, Opus, and Lux there going to be able to pick up 2 as Lux is hiding up the top side of this building. 81 tickets to 55. Remember, right now, guys, VrtX, they don't have to be too aggressive. They can kind of sit back a little bit, calm down, you know, wait for these players. Oh my God, does he really just run right in front of him? Lux, how does he get that easy kill there on the Shady? I don't even know what the hell happened there, but he does eventually go down. 7 will be able to take him out. We're seeing some really crazy action going back and forth. Magna now going to be able to pick up a kill of his own. Pulls out that secondary. Can't quite find him, but they are all over inside this building here. Wesker is looking for the kill. No, Magna is going to be able to get a turnaround. Picks up the kill. That was horrible. as VrtX is just completely dominating. That is going to be map number 1. You see the little bit of Magna celebration there as he knows, yeah, he just put the nail in the coffin. That was
Damn.
embarrassing. 3-cat to finish it
That
off.
was just incredible, absolutely incredible from VrtX, and they did what every good team does. They improvise, they adapt, and they just beat out Prototype by a huge amount in that second half of the round. Absolutely crazy. Well done, and especially Magna for that last play. I mean, come on, seriously.
That was I don't know what that was. Oh,
That was dirty. I think I might need to go have a shower after this. Like just from watching that play, it's unreal.
all right, take a look at the scoreboard there. 10-12 for 7, 9 and 6 there for PKY. 13 and 13 there for Shady and Wesker. You know, we saw Prototype not putting up bad numbers. They just weren't able to get on the flags whatsoever. And on the other side, VrtX looking good all across the board. Dulles only 7 and 10, but he did have his moments. 10 and 10 there for Lupo and Opus. 12 and 12 for Lux and Magna. Magna going 12 and 3.
Incredible.
Look at that, putting up some numbers, man. And he's definitely looking good there for his team. So got to love that. Now we are going to be moving on to Amines for the next match. We were talking a little bit about this before. A very close quarters match. How is this going to affect our medic players? How's this going to affect our autoloaders? Are they going to be switching it up? Are we going to see more Hell Regals on the map? More explosives? Like what's going to happen?
I think we're going to see a lot more Heragals from VrtX. I think they're going to run at least 2, maybe 3. I don't think we're going to see any support players, but it all depends on how they're looking to play the map. They have to maintain center control, so there's 2 players lost already. You have to lose at least 2 to defend your home flag here. And this one guy has to just go around and start probing and try and hold that Charlie flag. But everything revolves around the center, and your Heraldal players are going to be key in doing that. And holding that Charlie top is something we saw Venom not do in the first game of the LAN tournament here, and it did cost them their spot, and it pushed them into the losers bracket because they didn't control the center of the map.
Yeah. Well, this center is going to be a little bit different, though, obviously, than Scar, as like you said, it is very close quarters. I'm looking at this and just having PTSD nightmares on this map. But yeah, very curious to see how that C flag is going to be turning out with that fight. With that middle kind of control that's going to be coming in here, as we do see both of the teams popping in and ready to go. Is it really going to be that critical in order to just hold it down, or are you going to need to be just kind of flowing back and forth between the two, checking it every now and then?
So your center guys tend to flow between sort of this Charlie top where we're seeing Shady pushing up now, and more towards sort of the Alpha door and those Bravo blue doors. So you're kind of bouncing back and forth, and you have to. There's so many ways into the center. You really need to be on it. But it looks like VrtX have opted for their autoloading guys to be holding that center. Those head glitches, especially on that Charlie top wall, are going to come in absolutely key. But Shady with the Heraldal, as you know, just proves it's such a better gun in the close quarters there.
That's actually interesting because we have Opus, I think, going for he's going for a support kit. He's using the bar.
Yeah, absolute hipfire beast here, and when it comes to sort of holding it down and getting the flanks and holding quite a decent mid to long range position, the bar is your favourite friend. And we usually see them up in that Charlie Alpha top holding the head glitch, but I think we're going to see a lot more aggressiveness from Opus here.
Ooh, Opus is going to be able to pick up 2 right there in that A building. He's loving that right now. Opus looking fantastic with that autoloader. Now we do see 3 meds on the side right now of VrtX, and we see 2 meds on the side of Prototype. So interesting little flip there. A lot more power in terms of just staying alive, but with them using those Hell Regals, using those assault kits, it does allow them to get up that up and close personal, maybe fight a little bit harder than some of these medics that are going to be able to do. Although Dulles just comes around slapping him. He's like, what are you doing, man? PKY, get out of here, dude. Oh, pulls out the revolver to take down number 2, Shady. Buddy, go sit down. B flag is going to be all Dulles all day long, buddy. Let's take a look right now at his kills. We got Dulles 7 and 2. He's kill leader for the time being, and
He's loving
looking
it.
like he's going to be able to pick up more.
Yeah, he's having an absolute field day, and this is what I was on about. We're starting to see these guys start wrapping around, probing the flags, and the auto-loading and the revolver is such a staple part of the meta here. What, 2 shots with the revolver, 3 shots with the auto-loading. You've got such killing potential between those 2 combinations, and VrtX using that very, very well.
Absolutely, and Ludo, you can't be sleeping on him either. He picks up 2 real quick with the autoloader, and I mean, they're just really, really good right now with this gun. He almost picks up a 3rd, trying to advance here onto that A building, and he is going to be able to finish him out with the help of Magna. So, fantastic job so far coming in here for VrtX. They are going to be leading it 29 now, 30 to 18. They are starting to get this lead and furthering it more and more. Now, remember, VrtX did win in that first map, so you know, this is really crunch time right now for Prototype. They have got to be doing something to get ahead here, and honestly, right now, it's not looking good. B flag got completely grayed out. We're going to be seeing Opus here in the background. He is going to be using that bar, which, like you said, it is going to beast with hip fire, and it does allow him a little bit more of a spray potential. And we are going to be seeing him get that first, 2nd kill now. Magna is going to be taken down, but it does look like Opus is going to be able to find him. Can't quite connect with the shots. He is going to be contesting the flag. This is a 3 flag burn currently into the favor right now of VrtX. And they are going to start locking this down as Opus picks up the last kill on the flag. He's looking around. He's trying to pick up the last, and he will be able to connect with the shots from the revolver. And his teammate helps him out, and he gets the melee to finish it off. Opus, you are a madman.
Beast. It's absolutely crazy, and you know, he's up against guns that do outgun him here, and somehow out of nowhere, what was that, what, 5 kills there with obviously the assist of his friend? Absolutely crazy. And when you can stick a monster like that on a flag, it allows those triple caps to just come so naturally for the rest of the team here. I mean, we're absolutely dominating in the tickets right now. They're 50 tickets ahead, and it's this difference that you can't afford to give in the first half of the game here, in the first half of the rounds.
That is just so brutal
Shocked.
right now. I mean, I'm looking at the kills right now for the other team, for Prototype, and they're not even breaking up into the double digits. You have one guy that's going to be Shady, who's managing to do that, but he's getting just, you know, beaten down at every turn. He's not going to be able to do much of anything at all. A flag now going to be going over back into the favor of VrtX here. They are going to be able to secure an A-B setup, 75 to 24. Is this even possible right now for Prototype to come back in this map?
They would have to go and do the exact same thing to VrtX as VrtX is doing to them right now. And it's just going to be incredibly hard. I mean, if they finish this with 100 to 30, which I think is probably going to be the way the game's going to go, Prototype are going to have to pull a miracle out. They're really going to have to pull their fingers out. They're going to have to actually turn up to the game at this point, and they really need to win. You know, they're going to need to win by like a deficit of, what, to 70 plus tickets to be able to proceed to the tiebreaker. And I don't think it's possible. I really don't.
It doesn't look like that's going to be the case, but 7 picks up 2 real quick kills with that Hell Regal. Maybe this is the moment that they needed. B flag is going to start the transition over into their favor. Taking a look right now at the overview. 3 players already on C, and that's the issue, I think, is that, you know, Prototype is not able to leave players on their back flags to prevent them from being recapped. They're just having so much issue right now with getting frags at all, that they just can't take the overwhelming firepower that's coming their way. And as you can see, C flag is already going to be going over, and B is getting attacked as well. We see Wire up on top. Magna's going to be able to finish him off. That was no problem. Dulles is also going to be up and alive, as he's going to be looking out for the kill. Pulls out that revolver. Can he connect? He does. Looks for number 2, but Wire will end up getting picked up by Magna. I mean, just total devastation. 96-31. What did we just witness?
I mean, I might have to start calling 911 here. I think we just witnessed a murder, Brett. Like, just absolutely crazy. I mean, how do we go from such a close game in Scar to just an absolute stomping from VrtX? This is obviously their map. They're absolutely loving it. And I mean, for me, Opus, can we just talk about him for just one more time? Just crazy, nuts with the bar, going against people that he shouldn't be winning against, and he's just pulling it out the hat. He really is. Loving it.
That was fantastic play from them. All right, so 32 tickets was the most that Prototype was going to be able to gain there in that map. We'll see if they can just come out with a miracle here. I mean, I don't even know how they came out that flat. I mean, let's take a look back at map number 1, 100 to 93. Very close game, 7 tickets between the two. Map number, or side number 2, 100 to 57. Okay, they're slipping up just a little bit. They'll get it back in map number 3, or map number 2. Round number 1 of map number 2, 100 to 32. They're going down. They're getting worse. I don't know what's going on. Dulles, though, 19 to 12, putting up some amazing numbers. Opus, we talked about him, 15 to 16, doing a fantastic job there. Over on the other side, you still got Weskers he picked it up there towards the end. He was definitely having a rough game. Shady, 11 and 15. He actually went on a pretty big death spree there, as we did see him about middle of the match. We were talking about, okay, well, Shady's up in the double digits. He's doing some decent work, but, in the end, they just could not win out. I want to say, you shouldn't be able to win a 1-on-plus match, right? That shouldn't happen, especially in Battlefield. You can trade out pretty easily, right? But no, I think that moment that we saw Opus pulling off that 5-man kill, yeah, he had some help there for the last 2 kills, but still, 5 guys in a row. He was there on that flag by himself. They could not wipe him off. Can't let that happen.
No,
you cannot let that happen.
You can't let a guy walk around like that. We're just gonna have to see if he can do it again. It's the fact that he was able to survive the 2 kills is impressive enough, like you were saying, at this level of gameplay. But the fact that he was able to then hold off the 3rd and the 4th guy, to then bring in the support from his other teammates, to then rip the 5th and the 6th guy, I think, that was there. And I think at that point, Prototype just started panicking. They were dying left, right, and centre. They've got no structure. They've got no cohesion at that point. And VrtX control the game. But it is their map to lose right now. Prototype could pull something out the hat if they can maintain some structure. They can get the triple caps, play the rotations. But, I mean, they have to win by quite a big amount here. It's going to be a big ask.
Please, Prototype, come out with some kind of miracle. I want to see a map number 3. I absolutely do. If anything, that I get to watch Opus possibly pull off another 5-man kills. But right now we're going to start off with Dulles. Dulles did a fantastic job in that last match. We are going to be seeing a very big push coming over here towards that C flag. It does look like Dulles is going to be able to clip at least 1. Looking for the 2nd. He's going to easily take him down. So that's going to be 2 kills on the board here for Dulles. Looking for a 3rd with that revolver. And I really like the fact that VrtX is going for more of a heavy medic role. I think that's one of the reasons why Prototype is having so much issue is that, you do have 3 players who are going to be extremely beefy and able to heal themselves consistently. So, in that sense, it makes it easier to push flags.
Yeah, no, and 100%. But you got to see Prototype made probably the biggest mistake of the round that they've made so far. They completely let VrtX control the center of the map, and if you were watching towards the beginning there, VrtX went in a straight 4-man blob right into C top, let Prototype push in, spread out a bit, and then just absolutely gunned them down, and it got them 2 very good early kills, and now they maintain control of the game so far, with B and Charlie under their possession.
Oh man, Westers and PKY both going down. That is not looking good. Good defense coming in right now for VrtX. They are going to be losing out on that C flag for the time being, but we do see Wire now starting to come back behind. He's going to be able to spot out 1. That's going to be an easy kill there onto Shady, Dulles. So they are, for the most part, looking decent, more than they were in that first map, 11 to 14. We're not seeing that lead getting too bad, but again, they have to win by a massive amount of tickets, and I just don't think it's going to be possible. I mean, maybe they can get a 3 cap going on here, but I don't think they have the killing power back behind them.
The thing is, they have to get the triple cap here. Even if they leave VrtX with just the 1 cap, it's still going to give VrtX almost 50 points on the board. They have to get the triple cap to be able to secure a victory here. The moment VrtX hit that 32-point mark, it's kind of nailing the coffin for Prototype. But they're doing well. Obviously, it's not as bad for them as it was in the first half of the map here. But we're now going to start to see VrtX spread out from the Bravo flag and either cap Alpha or Charlie, and they're just going to hold that center. And Prototype are really throwing a wrench in the works here. VrtX can't push through. They've been trapped in the center of the map, and this is what I was saying before. That center control is key.
Well, we do see a two-pronged attack. It looks like we're going to have C getting capped as well as A. So this is not looking good here for the defense. Wire is going to be back over here next to that C site. We'll be able to find one. Stops the burn, but he's going to get a couple of shots coming in onto the flag itself. Shady is going to be able to help him out just a bit, and he is going to be able to pick up Ludo. So they did manage to hold onto that Charlie flag, but losing A at the same time. Magna going to be coming in now, and he will be able to, I believe, finish that off. As, yes, he's going to be able to completely finish that cap. And I mean, just,
It's just bad to see.
Really wanted to see Prototype doing well here, but I mean, what can you say? They're just getting outplayed.
Well, I mean, if I'm honest, Prototype were my favourites going into this one. Very experienced team. I've had the pleasure of playing against them before, and a lot of the guys that I play with, and they're an absolute beast and dominating force. And for VrtX to come out and just to give that a slap on the face and show me that they're the big dogs around here, it's just going to be, it's just incredible to see. I mean, I feel bad for Prototype, I really do. They've done a cracking job coming through here, staying in the winners bracket all the way through, just for VrtX to put them down, really.
Yeah, and we do want to reiterate here, guys, you know, this is not over for Prototype. They are in the winners bracket. They have another opportunity. They're actually going to be potentially falling down the face of Venom if they do end up losing this, which I think this is now mathematically impossible for them to actually win. But, you know, they do have an opportunity to continue on in the match, get that rematch later on in the grand finals. But still, you know, you don't want to be the team that has to win 2 best-of-3s.
Oh,
it's just not good.
Thing is, it drains you out, and after a loss like this against VrtX, going from the winners bracket to the losers bracket, it does affect you, the morale. And obviously, as the day's gone on, your guys are getting tired. The more you're playing, the more you're warmed up, and fatigue starts to set in. So I think the Prototype Venom game is going to be incredible to watch. The VrtX Venom game at the beginning was very, very close. And I think Prototype really need to just pick themselves up from this, learn from their mistakes here, maybe try not to play an Amiens moving into the their next game, because it's not working for them, whatever they're doing. Scar was a very good map for them. I think Argon Forest is also going to be a really good map for Prototype. And if they can get it, Sinai is also a pretty decent shout.
You know, that's an interesting point. Let's go ahead and touch on that just a little bit. So, you know, talking about maps, talking about, you know, possibly good maps for these teams and what kits that they're going to be playing on it. You know, we saw the very medic heavy kit coming in from VrtX, and, you know, if VrtX is going to be able to pull off a, you know, very medic heavy lineup where they're using autoloaders, and then they even throw in that one bar, right, who you wouldn't typically think of as maybe, you know, super close in, although you did say before, and I agree, it does have a monster hit fire on it. But you would think, you know, Hell Regals would be dominating in a map like this. So if VrtX is able to pull off this type of game on a map like this, with a setup like this, you know, they got to be feeling pretty damn good about any map that's out there.
Oh, 100%. And especially when it comes to Suez, they're playing probably one of the most OP combos you got out there. The 3 medics, 1 assault, 1 support, and I just can't wait to see them in Suez with that. It's just going to be an experience to see. It's kind of the staple, really. You have your support as almost your anchor, holding down the flank, watching for those random spawns. That's a really key point in that. And then you just have your medics wrapping around, and you just have that little assault guy. He's a little British bulldog, and he's just constantly just throwing himself at the opponent's home flag, slowing them down, really just annoying them and nipping at the ankles. And I think that's the play that VrtX are going to absolutely love, and I think it suits their style very well.
I love that little bit of teamwork that we saw coming in from VrtX. They timed their grenades to actually push out PKY from that position to attack from behind on the flag. That little stuff like that is really what takes it over the edge and is making a team good to great in that sense. So, you know, those little things, they definitely do add up. And we are going to be seeing them finishing out this map here in about 50 tickets or so. C flag now rotating back over into the favor here of VrtX. Take a look at the scoreboard though real quick. 11-4 there for Opus. Dulles going 16-9. Magnus 16-9. 10-16 though for Lux. And Ludo also going 8-13. So 2 negatives going down at the very bottom. But on the other side of the map, you can definitely see they're struggling just a little bit in terms of those KDs. And VrtX looking really, really fantastic there in that regard. We are going to be seeing a nice little contestation of it over here on Bravo, as Magnus going to try and clean that out. We'll be able to spot out one, but can't connect with the shots. He doesn't get picked up. Lux, though, coming in from back. He also gets taken down. It's going to be Dulles and Ludo finishing it up, as VrtX will be able to hold on to this B flag. And it's really a shame, too, because we're seeing a fairly close round right here.
Yeah.
I really wish that this was round number 1 because, you know, it's like you said, Prototype is a good team. They are a good team. You can't take that away from them. But it's just, they just let too much go too soon. Like, you can't have a bad first round, you know. Unless you win map number 1, you know, you can't give away a round like that.
Yeah, you just can't afford it, and obviously VrtX really, really solidified the position from map 1. And I honestly don't know what happened to Prototype. Either VrtX just hit all the right buttons, they were doing everything right in that, they just got under Prototype's skin, beat up their strategy. But whatever Prototype's coming out with now is the momentum they need to carry on for every game going forward. So maybe on the off chance they play VrtX again, they know what to do. I mean, 70-68, so close. It's just crazy how different first half and the second half of watching now has been.
Absolutely. So Wire's going to try and make his way around. Some really good frags coming in for Prototype right now. They did manage to pick up 5, and Wire with a really good shot there from distance. Connecting with all of those, we'll be able to get onto this B flag here in just a few seconds, and a nice cleanup as well. Oh no, he misses! Come on, man, you got to clean that up, Wire! You can't be missing shots like that, man. As he is going to try and clean up onto this B flag, spots out Dulles with the pistol, but can't connect with any of the shots. That's a shame right there. That should have been a cleanup, allowing him to focus on just one of those players instead of having a 2-on-1 situation. Wesker's now trying to transition as well. I'm sorry, Shady transitioning over to the C flag. So they are going to be able to finally cap this one out, but a 2 flag advantage goes back over into the favor of VrtX. They do have a 1 ticket lead in this round. Do want to remind you guys that map number 1 did go over into the favor of VrtX. They did win both of those rounds, 100-100 on St. Quentin Scar. And they did mathematically win this map as well. So as soon as we're done with this one, we will be analyzing what happened in this match and what maybe we're going to be seeing coming out of these teams as well in the future. Look at this. Wire is predicting a little bit of a back flank, although I don't think that there actually is anybody there. So maybe a bad call out coming over in his way, or he's just being paranoid and checking it.
Yeah, and I think he was just trying to predict the random spawn. Obviously they've got the Charlie flag, they're now on A flag. I think they just lost Bravo, so I think watching that random spawn and the flank is a good shout, but it is a bit risky when you're the only one there. Luckily he's got support, but VrtX are just covering the kill feed in red right now. But luckily 7 and Shady are there to kind of keep it blue for a little bit.
Oh man, I do. It's been a while since I played Battlefield 1, but I do remember how annoying those rockets were. Oh man, and we did see a couple of players getting picked up by those, and actually you see Shady pulling out his there for just a second. A flag is going to be getting contested. We do see that 3 flag coming in. 97 tickets to 83. That, my friends, should be ending it out, and it does. So congratulations there, as that's going to be VrtX taking it 2-0, the first 2-0 I believe that we've had in this LAN so far. And they did it. I would say they did it in commanding fashion in that last map. I mean,
Oh,
you
100%.
know, 83-100 definitely a lot better, but you have to imagine, you know, they knew that they already won that one. You know, by tickets, they already knew that they had moved on to the grand final, so there was a little bit less of emphasis being put on that one. But yeah, that was just, you can see them starting to do the fist bumps across the table. So really good sportsmanship coming out from both of those teams.
Only on esportbf.com.